What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today I'm coming in Rehab Part 9. That's right, it's finally here, but before I dive into that, I want to mention a couple of things. First off, drop a like on this video if you guys do enjoy. Second off, I just ordered a new pop filter and mic stand for this microphone, so expect the popping noises and just weird sounds in my commentaries to be gone very shortly. It's supposed to be delivered tomorrow, so yeah, February 1st is the official day. The new revolution of the Goblin channel. No more shitty pop filter. Brand new one, baby. And a new mic stand. So, just wanted to mention that real quick. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to my second channel if you want to see some VR videos. I'm going to be making some more of those pretty soon. I'm just kind of trying to figure out what games would be entertaining to watch, because I have a bunch of stuff recorded. I just don't know if it's entertaining. So I've been kind of trying to do a little quality control on that channel, I guess, because I don't just want to slap up random bullshit, I want to have some quality on there. And I also ordered for that channel a little clip-on mic, like one of those ones you see fucking Oprah wearing when she's interviewing someone, those kind of clip-on mics. I got one of those, so when I'm wearing the Vive, it's not the garbage ass mic quality that is the built-in mic on the Vive. It's pretty decent. I listened to some sound tests for the one I bought, and it sounds pretty nice. So either way, that's all I got to say before I dive into this one. So drop a like if you guys do enjoy. Don't forget to check out all my stuff in the description, and let's dive into it. So Rehab Part 9. Now, where we left off in the last episode, basically, Kyle just snitched on all of us. He spilled all the big beans, and it was not a hoot or a holler. I'd personally would rate it about a 1.5 out of 10 on the hoot-holler scale, and that's a very low rating on the hoot-holler scale. I've never seen it that low in my life, guys. And I've experienced some shitty things, but never have I seen it that low on the scale. That was just a terrible event. So what ended up happening is, I mentioned at the end of the last video how Kyle got moved down to the MSU because they moved him out of our room for a couple days. Well, it turns out that he actually permanently got moved out of our room. So we now had 2 open beds in our room at this point. We had an empty bed that Kyle used to be in and an empty bed that Sean used to be in, because at this point, Sean had also left. That's what I called him, right? I think I called him Sean. Either way, we're going with Sean. So if I didn't call him that, then he was the roommate that wasn't Zach or Kyle, for those of you who couldn't figure out, but I think I called him Sean. So either way, anyways, Sean was gone and Kyle was also gone. So it was just me and Zach in the room, and we had 2 open beds. Now, what they did is, since all the other rooms were full and Kyle needed to move, they took a roommate from a different room and put him into our room. And this guy was the most senior dude there. He had been there the longest out of anyone. At this point, he was maybe 79 or 80 days into his stay, something like that, something around that range. He was there for a long time. And me and Zach expected that our room was going to fucking suck with this guy, because on the unit and in front of all the staff and all that, he's a super uptight, follow all the rules, hold you accountable kind of guy. He was basically, he wasn't to the extent of Kyle, he wasn't a dick about it, but he was working the program, if that makes sense. So we were worried that our room was just going to be shit now and we were going to have no fun. We were terribly wrong. This was actually the most fun we had ever had in the room when this guy moved in. So this guy, we're going to call him, let's see, what can we call him? We're going to call him Luke. So Luke moves into the room, and now it's me, Zach, and Luke. And Luke moved in the day that Kyle moved into the other room. So we had maybe a day of just me and Zach alone in the room, a day or two, and then Luke moved in. And he was packing his shit, doing all that, yada yada. And he gets in the room, and it's still daytime, so not really shit goes on, and I'm kind of, for those of you guys who are curious a little bit, I'm kind of done talking about Kyle, because at this point in the story, after he was out of the room, we never encountered each other. The staff made sure we were just never in the same room as each other. I had no more problems with this kid because he was just fucking gone, which was a godsend. But anyways, so Luke moves into the room, and he's putting his shit in. It's still daytime, so not shit happens. I go to all the programming. Really fucking boring day. Nothing interesting happens whatsoever. And then nighttime rolls around. And we're all sitting in the room. It's me, Zach, and Luke, and we expect that, it's just going to be a really fucking boring night. Like, this guy's going to be sitting in his cubicle, like, doing treatment work or, like, reading the 12 steps of NA or, like, some dumb shit like that. And it turns out this guy is fucking hilarious. Like, we're sitting in there, and he has a terribly dark sense of humor. Like, this guy, his sense of humor was humorous to very few people because it was, like, repulsive to, like, 98% of people. Like, if feminists heard this guy's sense of humor, or like any people with morals, they would be enraged. But because we don't have morals, it was hilarious. So it's like our first night in the room. And, oh my God, this guy, I don't even know where to start with this dude. He's just, oh my God, I miss this guy. He was hilarious. But basically, it's the first night. And we're all, like, rap battling each other, right? This is, like, the first or second night. I'm pretty sure this was the first, if I remember correctly. And we're all rap battling each other. And Luke decided that we should have, like, a specific topic to rap battle on. So, I'm sitting here thinking, like, oh, it's going to be about some dumb shit or whatever. It's going to be about, like, money or, like, drugs or something like that. Like, some really serious shit. And he sits there, and we're all, like, sitting there thinking of a topic, thinking, like, what would be the best to write a rap and, like, rap battle each other on. Because what inspired us to do this was, like, they let us have radios in our room, like, the little, like, alarm clocks that had the radio on them. So we would always, like, the only radio station with half decent music, there was this one that played, like, really old rap. Like, it played a lot of Biggie, a lot of Tupac, pretty good shit. So we were, like, freestyling over the beats of that, and then we decided to all sit down and write our own raps. And Luke suggests that we write raps about fucking little girls. Now, I'm taken aback, because this guy is, like, on the unit, and what I'd seen of him before this night, this dude is, like, the most uptight guy in this facility. Like, one time, they were on a walk, and he was on a walk with, like, 3 other people, and this one guy went and bummed a cigarette, and he made the guy go and tell the staff that he did that, because we're not allowed to have cigarettes there. So this guy, like, I totally expected him to just rat us out for everything. Complete fucking opposite. We actually had so much fun. It was hilarious. So this guy writes this, like, morbidly detailed rap about, like, making sweet love to his daughter, and I'm sitting here, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I'm laughing my ass off because, like, you can tell he's joking, but, like, it's not like, it's very obvious he's joking, but, like, since, I don't know how to put it, it's really weird. Like, when someone speaks on some really, or, like, makes some really terribly fucked up joke or says some really fucked up shit, but, like, they're joking, but maybe not everyone would know they're joking because, like, they seem serious about it, but you just kind of can tell. Like, if that probably made no fucking sense, but that's, like, the best way I can think of wording it. That was this guy. So he spews this rap about, like, boning his daughter and how much he, like, loves her sweet vagina and all this shit. And I'm just laughing my ass off. Me and Zach are just losing it. And Zach is, like, just eyeing this guy. Like, he's just like, oh my God, like, what the fuck? And I'm just losing it, dude. I'm laughing not because I think the content is funny. Like, it is kind of funny, but I have a terrible sense of humor, completely fucked up. But also just that it's coming from this person made it, like, 100 times funnier. And, like, on top of that, he was this, like, really tall, thin white guy who wore, like, super tight pants and, like, Slipknot shirts and, like, blood on the dance floor shit. Like, it was just it was hilarious. So me and Zach give our raps, and ours aren't nearly as good as his because, like, we were kind of iffy on the topic. Like, we didn't want to get too far into it here, but this guy just went all fucking out. So, as I mentioned in previous episodes, we told bedtime stories every night, and this was new to Luke. His old room didn't tell bedtime stories, so he asked if he could tell one, and we're like, yeah, of course, especially me. I really wanted him to tell one, because I was sick of telling them every single night. Like, even when it was just me and Zach in the room, like, just us two, I would still tell a bedtime story, because this motherfucker demanded it. He was like, Nick, just tell a fucking story, dude. Like, I can't sleep. Like, tell a goddamn story, and I'd be like, all right. So Luke tells a story, and I'm expecting, the same thing that I got from, like, Zach, Sean, and Kyle. Just, like, a random-ass shit story. Instead, what we get is this guy tells, like, a 35-minute story, around 30, like, 35, something like that, minute story, about a character he created called Mr. Thompson. This guy's obsession with like pedophilia was a little weird. Like it was funny because I knew he was joking, but it was also a tiny bit weird. But anyways, so this guy tells this, I just hit my pop filter. Fuck. But anyways, this guy tells like a 30-minute story on this character he created called Mr. Thompson. And he had this like trap door leading to an underground shed in his backyard. And the like neighbor girl, he went over to her and asked if she wanted to have a tea party. And then when she like went up to the trap door, he said, "This is where the tea party is." And he just like fucking donkey punched her in the back of the head. And she just fell down to the trap door. And then he like, I'm not going to go any further into it. This story was just morbid. Like it was funny because like it was more funny in the uncomfortable sense. Like it was entertaining, but like in a weird fucked up way. Like just listening to how far this guy can go. And like I remember after he finished the story, me and Zach were sitting there and we're just like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like literally that's what Zach said. The first thing that either of us said after he finished the story, Zach just goes, Jesus fucking Christ, Luke. And like Luke's just laughing. He's like and he told the whole story in this like weird, creepy, like pedophile voice. Like he kind of like, he told it like, and then Mr. Thompson went into the cellar with the little girl. And like, it was fucked. So at this point, we're way more comfortable. We know this guy's fucking funny as shit and he's not going to be an asshole in the room. So we go to sleep. We wake up the next day. Everything's normal. Hoot, holler, the usual. And the next day, we get a new roommate. And this guy, we're going to call him Chad. Now, Chad is just a typical weird guy name. Like, I can't think of someone named Chad who isn't either a douche or really weird. Like, it's just one of the two characteristics of a Chad, So, if your name is Chad, I'm sorry, but I'm calling you out. You're fucking weird, man. Or you're a douchebag. One of the two. But, anyway, so Chad moves into the room. Now, this guy, Chad was basically a walking meme. Like this guy, me and Zach could just not even begin to comprehend where this guy was coming from and almost anything he was saying. He was kind of similar to Kyle, except for the snitch part. Well, he kind of snitched. I'll get to that later. So, Chad moves into the room the next day, and we're all sitting there, and it's me, Zach, and Luke, and then Chad is sitting in his cubicle. He got like the back left cubicle. Luke had the front right one, and we're all just dicking around. Luke's making like horribly inappropriate jokes. Me and Zach are like whipping each other with towels and shit. Luke comes and joins the towel whipping. It's just a fucking festival in this room. And Chad is like, I don't know how to put it. When someone like just makes unnecessary comments to try to like contribute to the conversation because they have nothing to contribute or like contribute to the activity or whatever's happening? This is what this guy did. Like we were all sitting there doing this, and Chad was like standing on his bed, and he can't talk quietly. This guy was the loudest man I think I've ever met. Like this guy just could not talk quietly, and he's just like, "Yo, this room is chill as heck, guys. I didn't expect this room to be like this. This is chill, bro. Yeah, man, this is chill, real chill, bro." And like that's exactly how he worded it, like almost word for word. He just kept saying how chill the room was, and that just made me cringe. Like, that irked me. Like, just the way this guy said it, I just knew, like, that was very forced, Like, there's just, God, I can't even explain it. But, like, I hope you guys understand at least what I'm talking about here. When I say, like, when someone just makes an extra-ass comment for no fucking reason. So, we're all, like, trying not to be mean to him because he's nice. He's just kind of weird. So, like, we're all like, oh, yeah, we're just, we relax in here. This is our room. So, then we get to the bedtime story part. And Luke tells another Mr. Thompson story. He turns it into a little series. And Chad laughs like a fucking hyena. The lights are out. We're all laying down. Normally, like, when someone says something funny, like, we'll kind of, we'll laugh into our pillow or, like, indicate that we found that funny during the story. This guy, I swear to God, he must have, like, a megaphone in his fucking cubicle. Because, like, we'd all be laying there, and, like, me and Zach would laugh. We'd be like, haha, like, into our pillow. And this guy would just be like, ha ha! Like, oh, that was funny, And, like, he'd just be yelling top of his fucking lungs. And the staff, the employees would always have to come in and tell us to quiet down. And they blame it on all of us. And, like, Chase was always the one. Or not Chase. I called him Chad, I'm pretty sure. Was it Chase or Chad? Oh, fuck. I think it was Chad. Yeah, it was Chad. My memory is not very good, guys. But anyways, so Chad is just laughing like a fucking hyena every single night. This became a common occurrence. And he was just out of control. This guy also walked really heavily. Like, how normal people will like walk kind of lightly. They'll just like, I'm going to try to do it on my desk. They'll like tip tap along. This guy would walk across the floor. I got to move some things out of my way on the desk here. Hold on. This guy would walk across the floor and just be like full fucking force, like stomping in his military combat boots, it sounded like. It was ridiculous. So I'm not going to go any further into this. I'm going to save the rest of Chad's shenanigans for the next video. So hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you did. Don't forget to check out my Twitter, Instagram, and second channel in the description below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.